The hunt for Planet 9 just took a turn nobody expected. For almost a decade, astronomers have been chasing evidence of a hidden giant planet lurking at the edge of our solar system. And a few months ago, one single object, found orbiting billions of miles from the Sun, was supposed to help confirm it once and for all. Instead, it did the exact opposite. It actually made the entire hypothesis weaker. Here's the twist. This object should have matched a very specific pattern that scientists were counting on. It didn't, and the researcher who studied it came right out and said this discovery lowers the odds that Planet 9 even exists the way we've always imagined it. Stick with me, because I'm going to show you exactly what that object is, why it broke the pattern, and what it means for one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in our own solar system. But first, you need to understand what Planet 9 actually is, and why so many serious scientists believed in it in the first place. This isn't some random internet theory. The idea of a hidden planet in our solar system actually goes back further than you'd think, even before Pluto was discovered in the 1930s. Back then, astronomers noticed Uranus wasn't orbiting the Sun exactly the way physics said it should. Something seemed to be tugging on it. That mystery eventually led to the discovery of Neptune. Fast forward to 2016, two Caltech astronomers, Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown, noticed something oddly similar happening again, way out past Neptune, in a region called the Kuiper Belt. The Kuiper Belt is a massive ring of icy, rocky objects circling the Sun beyond Neptune's orbit. Pluto lives out there, so do thousands of smaller frozen bodies. Most of them behave exactly the way you'd expect, following predictable paths shaped by the gravity of the 8 known planets. But a small handful of objects out in the most extreme, distant reaches of the Kuiper Belt were not behaving. Their orbits were clustered together in a way that shouldn't happen randomly, tilted at strange angles, stretched into unusually long, looping paths. Batygin and Brown proposed an explanation. What if something big, several times the mass of Earth, was quietly orbiting way out there, its gravity shepherding these distant objects into this strange, synchronized pattern? They called it Planet 9, their original prediction, a planet somewhere between 5 and 10 times the mass of Earth, orbiting the Sun once every 10 to 20,000 years, at a distance of roughly 400 to 800 astronomical units. For reference, 1 astronomical unit is the distance from Earth to the Sun, so we're talking about a world potentially hundreds of times farther from the Sun than we are. It was a genuinely compelling idea, and for years, more and more of these strange, clustered orbits kept turning up, seemingly backing the theory up. Which brings us back to the object that just shook everything up. It's called 2023 KQ-14, and it was discovered using the Subaru telescope in Hawaii. Researchers nicknamed it Ammonite. It belongs to an extremely rare class of objects called sednoids, named after Sedna, one of the most distant known dwarf planets in our solar system. Before this discovery, astronomers only knew of 3 confirmed sednoids in existence. Objects this far out, this detached from the rest of the solar system, are almost never found, so finding a 4th one should have been huge news for the Planet 9 hypothesis. If its orbit lined up with the other 3, that would have been powerful new evidence supporting the idea of a hidden planet shepherding them all into the same pattern. Instead, when astronomers calculated its orbit, it didn't match. Its path through space doesn't align with the other 3 sednoids at all. Dr. Yukon Huang, from the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan, put it plainly. The fact that this object's current orbit doesn't align with the other 3 sednoids actually lowers the likelihood of the Planet 9 hypothesis being correct. Think about that for a second. Scientists went looking for confirmation, and what they found instead was evidence pointing the other way. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Does this mean Planet 9 doesn't exist at all? Not exactly. And this is where the story gets more interesting, not less. Most researchers studying this aren't ready to throw the whole idea out. What this new data actually suggests is that if Planet 9 is real, it's probably much farther away and much harder to detect than originally proposed. Some estimates now suggest that for the hypothesis to still hold up, this planet would need to be sitting beyond 500 astronomical units from the Sun, even more distant than the original prediction. There's also a genuinely wild alternative explanation being discussed. What if a massive planet did exist out there at some point, but got gravitationally kicked out of the solar system entirely sometime in the past, leaving behind these strange, disturbed orbits as a kind of leftover fingerprint? And there's an even more grounded, less dramatic possibility too. Some scientists argue that with so few of these extreme objects known, only a handful in the entire solar system, we simply don't have enough data yet to know if these clustered orbits are truly meaningful, or just a coincidence caused by small sample sizes and years of limited observation. Here's a fact that puts this whole challenge into perspective. One of these distant objects, called 2017 OF201, takes roughly 24,000 years just to complete a single orbit around the Sun. Humanity has only been able to track and study these objects for a few decades at most. Scientists studying subtle gravitational influences on objects like this usually need to observe 4 or 5 full orbits before they can say anything with real confidence. We are, quite literally, trying to solve a 24,000-year puzzle using only a few decades of data. So what happens next? There's actually a genuinely exciting answer here. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile achieved first light in 2025 and is now conducting a 10-year survey of the southern sky, specifically designed to catch faint, slow-moving objects exactly like these. If more sednoids or extreme Kuiper belt objects turn up in the coming years, and if their orbits start clustering together in a consistent pattern, that could genuinely reignite the case for Planet 9. But if more objects like this new one keep showing up scattered and misaligned, the hypothesis could quietly keep losing ground, object by object, until scientists have to seriously reconsider whether Planet 9 ever existed in the form they originally imagined. And here's a wild detail to put the distances involved into perspective. Based on the current speed of NASA's New Horizons spacecraft, the fastest object we've ever sent out into deep space, it would take roughly 118 years just to physically reach the distance where Planet 9 is theorized to be. We're not going out there to check anytime soon. This mystery is going to be solved entirely from telescopes, patience, and math. What makes this story genuinely fascinating to me isn't whether Planet 9 turns out to be real or not. It's how science is actually supposed to work. A team of researchers built a compelling theory. For years, evidence seemed to support it, and then one single object came along and pushed back, hard, forcing everyone to rethink the picture instead of forcing the data to fit the story they wanted. That's not a failure. That's exactly what real science looks like when it's working properly. Somewhere out past Neptune, hundreds of astronomical units from where you're sitting right now, either a massive hidden world is quietly orbiting in near total darkness, or a whole generation of astronomers is about to have to explain these strange orbits some other way entirely. If mysteries like this genuinely get you thinking, hit subscribe, because NebulonX covers real, evolving space discoveries like this one, as the data actually comes in, no fake claims, no filler. And I want to know what you think. Do you believe Planet 9 is really out there hiding in the dark? Or do you think this mystery has a completely different explanation we haven't figured out yet? Drop your prediction in the comments below. I read every single one. See you in the next video.